G'day fellas and welcome to A Casted Game. Spawning in on the west side of the map, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, it is Marine Lord. He's going to be opening up with a prelate, going into a scout, and then dropping down some villages. Let's take a look at this brand new map because, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new French Pass. That is right, French Pass is back and it's actually good now. I'm not even kidding you, it's good. Look at this. This is actually a decent map. How did they do it? I don't know. How did they do it? So basically, they just made it so that the ridge lines aren't as long as they used to be. And you can see they're pretty small now. So it's going to be near impossible to wall these off. I mean, you're going to be able to wall them off, but early game, you're not going to be able to wall them off. You're definitely not going to be able to stonewall them off. So it is definitely an exciting game to be witnessing it, because over on the other side of the map, spawning in as the red Chinese player, we have got Puppy Paw. Unfortunately, Puppy Paw, he's not doing too well in this series. As you guys do know, this is a best of 7 series. Puppy Paw currently down in the series 3-0. If there's ever been a time to lift, it is right now. The only problem is he's playing China into Holy Roman Empire. I'm not sure if you guys know much about this matchup, but this is a difficult matchup. You know, I was talking about it in the last game, Marine Lord going up against the Delhi. We saw how close it was to Marine Lord actually, you know, not being successful there. He obviously was, hence the score is 3-0 and not 2-1. You know, it was a difficult matchup. These two matchups definitely, in my opinion, are the two most difficult matchups for the Chinese. But Holy Roman Empire in particular is a very, very dangerous one. I don't actually know what to do here other than just go for a fast castle into crossbow. I feel like that's probably the most appropriate response. You can get away with going for like triple town center or double town center on some maps. So Hill and Dale is basically the only one that you can really do it on. Mongolian Heights not really possible because people just transport through the middle of the lake. But I'm curious to see how the meta unfolds on this map because, I mean, it looks absolutely amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. Look at the gold mines that we got up here towards the north. There is no shortage of gold, so it is, with no shortage of gold, do we see a Burgrave Palace come out today for Marine Lord? Look, I think it's unlikely that we're going to see a Minework Palace, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a Burgrave. Is it Burgrave Palace or Burgrave Chapel? I think it's Burgrave Palace, Archon Chapel. Archon Chapel. Not many juicy spots for it. It looks like is that the closest hunt? No, the closest hunt is this one here. You can see the food is definitely very open on this map. So it is going to be the Archon Chapel that gets dropped down here. It's Stone Gold Town Center as well as the wood line. I'm going to go ahead and I'll give this one a 7. 6.5. Give it a 6.5. It doesn't get the berries. It doesn't get the deer. If it got berries and deer, oh, 10.5, but not going to be the case here. But let's take a look back at Puppy Paw's base. Now, Puppy Paw been playing a lot of Chinese recently. You guys, if you've ever watched David Kim play, that's actually Puppy Paw. I didn't realize this until recently, but yes, that is him. Interesting placement of the Imperial Academy, not going for this side because now his wood line's not actually going to be in this. Yeah, I would have thought he'd put it right down right here. But we'll watch to see how he plays it. Not going to be very typical. Maybe that signals that he is going for a bit of a fast castle here, in that he is looking to buff up that gold as well, because you're going to be using the gold a lot more if you're going for a fast castle than otherwise. But we can see Marine Lord doing a great job already bringing in those sheep. A little bit of a sheep comparison reveals that there's 12 sheep currently for Marine Lord. Over on the other side for Puppy Paw, he's sitting on 7 sheep at the moment. So not a huge amount, but he's going to be falling back towards the wood line. And with all of those villages going to wood, you can't help but wonder, are we going to be seeing a second town center coming out here for Puppy Paw as he drops down a village nice and close to his town center? It could be the way Marine Lord is scouting him out and looking for it. And I can't help but feel, I really like this map. I am actually, I'm kind of a fan. I'm not going to lie. I think this map is actually legit, dude. I'm looking at this now. I'm like, I kind of want to play on this. It looks great. Like, I like the fact that you've got this defensive little structure in front of you. If you want to wall it off, like, I'm just picturing it as Chinese from like Marine Lord's perspective, or from this perspective. Like, you're putting your Barbican like right here, and then you're securing up these berries. You're basically walling off your entire front, but then you're exposed to your back, so you've got to try and wall that off. And to be honest, you probably could. So you could still play defensive, but the thing is, you're not going to have access to all of this part on the south. Like, you're going to really just limit yourself and how much you're able to actually do. But we'll watch to see how they play, as both players now looking to get up to that next stage. We can see Marine Lord already up Over on the other side, Puppy Paw is as well. But a lot of wood being gathered up here by Puppy Paw, and he's leaving this rather late. And I'm kind of wondering what's the whole reason for it? Why is he leaving it so late? Is that why? Was he? Okay, I think I know what he was doing. There was a little bit of mind games going on right here. Look how many villagers are being moved over here. Oh no, don't tell me those guys are wood. Okay, none of them have got wood. He's got 40. So this is mind games. So basically, he didn't want Marine Lord to know he was going for a second town center. That is essentially it. And I think that's a pretty smart move. The question is So I think that there's a really good way to play China against the Holy Roman Empire. And that is to quite literally give them the entire map. As long as you can secure up food sources, then you should be okay. And unironically, like triple town center Song Dynasty can actually work. Now, we're not going to see that from Puppy Paw today. You can see that he's just putting down that second town center now. He's not going to be gathering up anything else. So it's going to be about a 6-minute town center. So not the fastest town center, but by the same token, it was a bit of a surprise town center, because if he doesn't go for that, then there's the risk that his enemy looks to try and do damage to him. You could see that Marine Lord was hovering with those scouts as well, so there was the potential for him to even come out and look to harass those villagers. Maybe that was something that Puppy Paw just didn't want to deal with. But now look at the villagers as they move over towards the food sources as well as the gold. You can see them coming out in force today. I'm fearful that there might not be enough food here. You can see he's got 6 sheep, 2 underneath here, 6 and 2, so 6 here, and then I think he's got 2 behind this scout. Yeah, so he's got 6 on the ground and 2 there. So he technically a lot. But he's actually going to be moving forward with a Barbican, so bringing it out over onto this central sacred site, potentially. Is that what we're going to be seeing here? So going for a fast 2TC Song Dynasty. And now we actually see a response coming out from Marine Lord here. So you can see the way he's rallying. He's rallied all the way over here, but you can see the way that the horse ran around. Looks like there was almost a bit of a pass in between this center, central line, but obviously not enough. And what do we got over here? What is that? Can you guys see that? Oh, I think it was the clouds. I think it was the rolling of the clouds, and they just drew a little bit weird. Horsemen going to be coming out. We can see the Imperial official going to be standing here as well. 10 villagers on that bad boy. That is going to be getting up extra quick. Marine Lord still yet to spot that one out. He's going to be playing in the dark right now as he's got professional scouts behind this. He's working his way up to the castle age. So he's going to be pretty happy with his income at this point. That single... Oh, you guys see that? The scout... or the horseman, I think the horseman heard the Barbican go down. But that Barbican is in a great spot. He could even think about walling up along that line. It makes it a little bit harder, but we can see now that horseman going to get repelled. Going to get forced back. Puppy Paw going to be heading in towards his opponent, seeing exactly what he's up to as he brings in all of these deer. And how many scouts did he go with? He went with 4 scouts, I think, to bring in the deer. Yeah, 4 scouts to bring in the deer. So not going with the 7, not going with 3. I like 4. I think 4 is a good number. I like 4. But Marine Lord now going up. It's going to be the Regnitz Cathedral, so no surprises there. You did... Like, the thought of a Burgrave Palace does cross your mind, doesn't it? You're like, do we dare see a Burgrave Palace? But I think this is the right play up against China. The only thing is that China does have a potential window here. It's going to be hard because for Marine Lord, he's going to be wanting to go for basically a full melee army. He's going to be wanting to go for horsemen as well as men-at-arms. These guys work really well together in tandem. And Puppy Paw is going to be thinking about going into crossbows once he's in the second or in the third age. So we'll have to see exactly how he looks to play it. But that would be my suspicion. Looking to drop an early barracks though, just to deal with the horsemen. Horsemen already causing quite a bit of havoc. I'm going to prevent him from gathering up that last bit of gold, but you can see that the Imperial official going to be coming out, putting on all the buildings on cooldown, just doing what Imperial officials love to do. So all of that, don't you love that? It picks up 36 tax from this mining camp, and instead of dropping it off on the Imperial Academy on the way across and then going to the mill, it's like, I'm just going to pick up 4 tax off this mill and put the building on fucking cooldown. Thanks, bro. Thanks, man. Like, yeah, pat yourself on the back for that one. You did a great job. Scholar up towards the north, or Prelate rather up towards the north, going to get picked off here, at least try to get picked off here. Scout going to be working its way through. Could look for a conversion, but that's just going to delay him if he does that. Horseman going to be instead more than enough to repel this, and next Prelate going to be coming through, so he's going to be able to hit that 2 relic threshold already. We can see that the walls are beginning to come up now for his opponent, so Puppy Paw is definitely doing the right thing. I think this is the right play. Obviously your enemy has reached castle age, so it's only going to be a matter of time until those knights start coming in. But one of the things I would just note, if you think this wall is going to save you, It is not. You need to wall the whole thing. You need to wall the whole thing. This wall, sure, it looks like, oh, I've got a big scary Barbican. You're not going to come underneath it. No, no, no. They will come underneath it, and they will absolutely go underneath it, and they will not hesitate at all. But I suspect Puppy Paw knows that. We'll see how he looks to play it, as he's got pretty decent walls up around his base now. And that scout finally going to be going down. Marine Lord, he's looking pretty decent. He's going straight to fast Imperial. He is not messing about. So that 2 Town Center Song Dynasty, you know, I joked about it earlier. Not even really joking about it. Like, I'm quite unironically serious when I say 3 Town Center Song Dynasty is actually legit. Yeah, it's actually legit. As long as you've got the food sources, and you do here, like, we can see Puppy Paw could secure this food source. He's got the deer here. He's got the berries that are here. Like, that's more than enough food for him to get up to castle on 3 town centers. The only issue is obviously he's going up against Imperial, his enemy in Imperial. So it becomes difficult, and looks like he is going to be walling up the full amount. Good job, Puppy Paw. He knows that he needs to take his enemy seriously, and that's exactly what he does. Just don't wall the Imperial official out. I know they're pretty useless, but still, Imperial official just gonna, there we go, coming back inside. Good job, Imperial official. Prelate trying to grab that relic. Marine Lord going to get chased away. Age 4 going to be coming through very quick. Age 4 coming through for Marine Lord here. That's going to be close to one of the fastest times I've seen. Did he? Yeah, he looked to get the wheelbarrow as well quite early. So he's doing very well for himself. That'll be 2 relics, 3 relics, 4 relics going to be picked up for him there. Actually, no, that is only 3 at this point. So still got that one in the middle. Also got the one nice and safe back behind here for Puppy Paw. So how does Puppy Paw look to play this? Because I think the best bet for him, it can be a little bit hard, but going into Nest of Bees is really important. But against a player like Marine Lord, he's just going to know how to defeat that very quickly. Like, you will see Springhoods very quickly with the Roller Shutter Trigger upgrade. You're not going to be able to get those out. They are just going to get sniped non-stop. Sacred Site towards the south. Going to get taken out here. Prelates working together in tandem. Landsconnect going to be coming out, looking to save the day. Starting to swing his double-handed, his way handler. Nice and hard, but you can see he's going to chase one away, but the second one's still standing on the Sacred Site and preventing all of that, those shenanigans from coming through up towards the north. Those spears going to continue doing what they do well. And now we can see more hunts being stolen away. Marine Lord doing a great job of that. He's actually taken away quite a bit, 5 already of those hunts. And now Knight's going to be coming out. First Knight of the game. Second Knight out as well. He's going to be careful not to lose it. You can see a lot of damage coming through against those units. But still stopping the Sacred Site. You can see he's just running around in circles right now. He's doing the right thing, just delaying this Sacred Site from being taken. As that Prelate once again going to be caught with its staff down. Let's go with that. Puppy Paw sitting on 80 villagers at the moment compared to Marine Lord, who's on 51. And this is the difference, right? Like, okay, you're thinking about 2... Delete it. Should have deleted it. Now Marine Lord's got a free spear, and that's a feels bad, man. Now, yeah, one of the things to note is obviously the villager difference here. It's going to take some time for Marine Lord to catch up to Puppy Paw, but he could have been on 3 TCs behind this. And when I say, like, 3 TC Song Dynasty, you'd be at 110 villagers right now. Probably not 110 villagers, but you'd be, like, maybe 105 villagers, 103 villagers, something around that region. And, you know, everything here materially would be identical. It would be the same. The only difference is you wouldn't be so close to Imperial. That would be the primary difference. And we can see that the farm transition is now beginning to come in for Puppy Paw. And so as long as he survives, as long as he's able to make his way towards Imperial without taking too much damage, then he's going to be fine. That's going to be the real key for him here. Because if China makes it to that endgame, that dream endgame, you know, Grenadiers, Bombards, Nest of Bees, all those sorts of things, then it gets really, really hard for our Holy Roman Empire player. And indeed, we do see the Battle of the Fast Imperials. So who knows? Maybe this map isn't ready for ranked queue just yet if we're just going to see Fast Imperials coming out from every player on it. But look, if there was ever a civilization matchup to do Fast Imperials, it's got to be Holy Roman Empire, and it's probably got to be the Chinese right next to them. But now we start to see those crossbows coming out. I'm very curious to see what unit composition we begin to see here for Puppy Paw. Because China unit composition is always one of those things that I have a bit of difficulty with. I never know really which unit I should go for. I feel like my safest bet almost always is just going to be like palace guards with nest of bees. I feel like nothing really, nothing ever goes wrong when you do palace guards nest of bees. Like, you're always going to be okay with that. But obviously, at this high level, nest of bees coming out, it's going to trigger roller shutter triggers. And then as a result, it means that it's a little bit more dangerous. So now we see actual bombards coming out for Puppy Paw here. It's going to be expensive for him to get these. He's on 96 villagers at the moment compared to the 75 of Marine Lord. And you can start to see the power of the two Town Center Song dynasty still ahead by an absolute huge amount. Now, obviously, the relics for his opponent, he's got 4 relics here, 2 of which are those Regnitz relics. Relic going to be going down up towards the north. Scholar or Monk, unfortunately, going to be unsuccessful. And now Marine Lord going to be looking to push in and do some damage here. Crossbows still going to be trying their best. Marching drills coming in as well. And now it looks like we've got a small amount of crossbows here yet to really build up and do some damage. Villagers just getting sacrificed here on the sides, just tanking up damage. He doesn't mind at all, just as long as he's able to deal with these units. And that's the big thing, right? He doesn't want to lose these units. Now Bombard going to be coming out, looking to turn its attention towards scouts potentially. What do we see it turn its attention towards? It's just going to chill out for a little bit, it seems. All of the units are going to be going down for the meantime. Down towards the south, we can see that he is continuing to add in more farms. Not going to be adding in that 3rd granary. He's got a nice little spot here he can put in that 3rd granary if he wants to. But he's adding in a mill here as well. He's going to be able to over-chop that wall. And indeed, the Horseman going to be able to run in now. Get in behind there. He's going to be careful of that Lance Connect. And Puppy Paw up to 110 population. Marine Lord on 110 as well. We start to see Devoutness coming through. Do we dare see Benediction come in? Benediction, a great name. Benedict. Pope. Is Pope Benedict still our Pope? I don't actually know who our Pope is at the moment. I say our Pope like he's my Pope, but like I just mean like the world's Pope. Is it Benedict? Yeah, I got to check that. I don't feel good not knowing the name of the Pope. Is it Philip maybe? Ah, it can't be Philip. You're thinking about a Prince, Strongo. That's Prince Philip. It's not a Pope, you dickhead. Monastery still yet to pick up that 2nd relic. You can see he never really rallied it in. But now that Bombard, it's going to be careful. You can see these villagers once again looking like they might be copping it on the front line. I gotta say, I do like the monastery. How nice is that? The little cooking pot out the front. Jeez Louise. Clock Tower Bombard almost taking out the cameraman right there. Jeez. that could have been bad. Elite Crossbowman going to be coming through for Puppy Paw. Still yet to get a single blacksmith upgrade. I like that we're getting elite blacksmith or elite upgrades. Once again, that monk going to be going down. I like that we're getting elite upgrades coming through and we don't even have like a single +1 coming through. Sometimes you overchop a little bit too much and you just got to work things out. Yep. Yeah, life is tough sometimes. Men-at-Arms on the backside. Going to get caught out of position. Unfortunately, those elite crossbowmen going to be very effective here. But it is do or die right now for Puppy Paw. Keep that in mind. Marine Lord, he's up in this series 3-0. That means that if Marine Lord wins this game, he is going to be successful here. He's going to be getting those extra points. Whereas Puppy Paw, he really needs to hold on. He really needs to push back at this point in time. We can see more units now coming through, and it's going to be Horsemen, elite Horsemen coming through. And this is what we were talking about earlier. And you can actually see that Puppy Paw realizes, he recognizes, he sees those Horsemen coming through and immediately creates himself a little bit of a gate, wants to get through. He knows that it's so important, and I suspect we'll start to see some spears coming out. And indeed, we do see spears. Incendiary arrows also going to be coming out as well at the university. 23 idols at the moment, 114 villagers. Compare that to Marine Lord, he's on 112. And both of these players looking like their Imperial economy is getting set up. And who has the advantage when we're talking about Imperial ages? Definitely not that guy. Definitely not that guy. He does not have an advantage at all. That relic has been relentless in its failure to deliver. I think that's the 3rd monk we've seen taken down over on that side. Marine Lord just rallying units in. He's been very, very good at that. But now we see that timing window for Marine Lord looks to come through. Puppy Paw got to be careful here. He's got a lot of crossbows, but he doesn't have a lot of spearmen. Bombard needs to turn around, needs to start doing some damage, and now Puppy Paw going to be under attack as Marine Lord looks to push in. Crossbowmen find themselves in a nice little choke point. They're going to be able to hold on for dear life here. Villagers going to be the front of, or bear the brunt of most of this attack, and we finally see a blacksmith getting thrown down here for some upgrades. It is finally happening, but those bombards on the backside just doing so well, so effectively, capable of one-shotting a single unit. We can see right there, you're about to witness the death of a horseman, as it indeed does get taken out. And veteran spears going to continue getting funneled out. More and more farms getting put down, but we can see that opening up towards the north is still yet to be sealed up. towards the south, we can see the majority of this. It's almost like a little bit of a star fort in here. Crossbowmen standing there. Going to be able to repel the attack, but not a lot of units left standing. The main units left standing are just bombards. And you can see bombards really are worth their weight in gold. They are an incredibly strong unit and very potent unit. But down towards the south, we can see the walls are coming up for Marine Lord. So he's looking to gain control on this southern site. But speaking of southern sites, northern sacred site, yet to be taken here. Puppy Paws had pretty decent control here with the Barbican. So largely it's been ignored here for the most part by Marine Lord. But Marine Lord is continuing to look very good. And this is what I was talking about a bit earlier, where I don't really know what the best composition is against this unit. Like, in the late game for China, I feel like your best composition, it's going to be like Palace Guards, Nesta Bees. Maybe a few, like 80-20 with Nesta Bee, or with Spearmen and Palace Guards. Palace Guards being the 80 and 20% being the Spears. But you can see that Puppy Paw is definitely having a little bit of trouble with it as well. Not too sure what he wants to do. 30 idle villagers at the moment. Probably needs to just drop down a lumber camp right there. Not actually supervising those either. All right, second lumber camp coming down. Hopefully he's going to supervise. Oh, that's a house. Hopefully he supervises that. But yeah, his military force is starting to look a little bit better. But as I mentioned, like when those Lance connects start swinging, that's when it's really going to be troublesome, and it's going to be very difficult for him to actually. Why is he just not rewalling this? he's going all the way out here and going to be rewalling that. Yeah. The relic gets picked up for the 4th time this game. He's got 50 villagers on food. What are his food upgrades? He's still yet to get fertilization. He's not doing bad though. Not doing terribly. As he doesn't actually have specialized pick. That's always painful. But now going to be getting pyrotechnics in. Maybe he could look to go into hand cannoneers if he's got the gold for it. Very expensive. Honestly, I prefer Chocanu over hand cannoneers as long as you're trading. If you're trading efficiently, I feel like Chocanu is just significantly better. Much higher DPS, bang for your buck. They're just faster firing, just more damage. Sure, they die a lot more, but hey, they trade very effectively. And look at the forces coming out here for Marine Lord. His economy behind this looking great. 128 versus 129 villagers, both players making it to Imperial. But Marine Lord just continuing to stonewall up. And now we actually see stonewalls coming up on the south side here for Puppy Paw. So he's going to be looking to secure up this position, but we see more units starting to come in. And this stone wall, you can't help but feel this stone wall was just 15 seconds late. You know, he would have completed the entire stone wall in that time if he'd had the chance. Bombard got to turn around here. Throw down another wall across here and then get the bombard out here shooting that, because that bombard's going to be pretty close to one-shotting those units, actually. Oh, it's so close. It's not actually a one-shot. But now Puppy Paw are going to be under significant pressure. At the same time, on the front side, we can see a lot of units coming out. Spearmen just chilling out. Ideally, you just want the Spearmen to go up and attack. I don't even want you guys to sit there and pounce. I just want you to go up on the front side and attack. But the Lance Connect's going to be doing a lot of the damage here. Bombard's going to be firing off. The villagers on the gold mine are going to be careful. You can see them getting completely mauled. The elite Lance Connect just doing so much work. At the same time, the raid inside the base of Puppy Paw, the consequence of you getting those stone walls up a little bit too late mean that it's going to be very difficult for you. There's 26 idols right now. You managed to clean up this mess on the front, but you're down to 109 villagers, Puppy Paw. It's starting to look a little bit hard for you. Men-at-Arms somehow found their way inside the base as well, and a lot of villagers are now idle. You've got barely 30 villagers that are working. It is not feeling good. It's not looking good right now for Puppy Paw, and more units probably going to be coming through shortly. We'll take a look and see. Look at the walls that are just coming up for Marine Lord. These guys absolutely mean business when it comes to walls, but it looks like Puppy Paw does manage to secure up that southern flank. And now all of a sudden on the front side, I don't know where all the units went for Puppy Paw. I suspect they've gone back into the base to look to try and help. But Puppy Paw looks like he may have actually stabilized here. He's going to be okay. He's on 150-fold population. Marine Lord on 200 population, though. So he's going to be able to keep remaxing constantly. And those Lance Connects are going to be so difficult to deal with. This is where the Nesta Bees would really come in handy because of the DPS that they put out. These Lance Connects are very low health. That's going to be the primary difference between these two. But Puppy Paw trying his best to hold on. And you can see more reinforcements going to be coming in. A lot of these guys are going to be dying if they're not careful. And indeed, keep going to be going down here, looking to try and hold this position a little bit longer. But keep in mind, there's a bombard back there making its way through. Puppy Paw continuing to reinforce, and you can see he's down to 144 population, 34 villagers on food, despite having what was once 50 villagers on food. He's got 55 farms out right now, and yet only about half of that on food right now. So he's trying his best to hold on. Marine Lord definitely looking very, very strong in this game. And now, 4 bombards coming out for Puppy Paw. He's got that pyrotechnics, the 12 range on that bad boy. You can see 110 villagers versus 128, but keep in mind, there are relics as well to consider. And now that Sacred Site looking to get neutralized. He's trying to hold on this front position. The Keep going to be looking to help out a little bit, but the main issue he's got to deal with here are those lance connects. You can see them struggling. The crossbows are trying to hold on as best they can, but unfortunately, Marine Lord just looks to continue clobbering him as hard and as fast as he can. Still, those spearmen make it out. I feel like at this point, you've just got to transition all of your villagers over onto food. Just try and get some sort of food out. You just need to get a bit of a mass moving, but it's so hard. As I mentioned, it's so hard against these lance connects. They're very difficult to deal with because you have to micro them specifically out. If you don't micro those units specifically out, it's really hard. And now the next wave comes through. It's wave number 7 coming through. Marine Lord looking to try and come through towards the front. We'll enter into the cinematic mode, so you guys have got a bit more of an experience here. Bombard's got to be careful not to go down. The Spear's going to be doing a great little job of covering there, but at the same time, there's just so many units at this front side. Imagine if these were Nesta Bees. Imagine like 8 Nesta Bees just firing off into this mass right now. It'd be a different story, and that's where it really sets in the difference. And now we've got another Keep that was trying to get thrown down. Marine Lord looking to overwhelm his opponent. It's starting to look really terrible right now for Puppy Paw. It all just came down to that little breakaway down towards the south. If that wall had just gotten up, the units never would have gone back towards the base, and he never would have lost this front. And now the front being opened up, it's going to be so hard for Puppy Paw as he tries to hold on. You can see him trying to keep his head above water, still somehow managing to find a way. The bombards for the Chinese player. Incredibly strong Chinese power, bombard power. How does he manage to do it? And tell you what, the secret's bombards, baby. Hey, developers don't nerf the bombard, all right? Looking to re-wall up the front. A smart decision, obviously going to be able to break through it very quickly. We see a Culverin coming out now for Marine Lord here. Now, a lot of people would look at the Culverin and be like, that's a counter to the bombard. Yeah, sure, it's the counter to the bombard. But remember, the bombard counters the Culverin. It's got more health, it's got more damage. My lord, that is a lot of units! Marine Lord! How does he do it? How does he get... He's got so many units! Look at this... It just keeps coming. 53. He's got 53 horsemen. How much production does he have? He's got 33 production buildings. No wonder. He's got so much. He has got so many units now, and Marine Lord looks to completely trample upon his opponent. We'll enter once again into the cinematic mode as we watch and witness Marine Lord on the front line. You can see the villagers heading up towards the front, trying to tank up the front, but not having any luck. A couple of Lance Connect in there as well, just looking to dish out damage, and those horsemen are so damn strong. This is so difficult to deal with, and GG gets called. Puppy Paw taps out. Marine Lord wins the series 4-0. Fellas, if you have enjoyed this casted game, make sure you check out Golden League. It is happening this weekend, next weekend, and the weekend after. 15 GMT, Saturday and Sunday. Be there or be square. Now let's check out some statistics. I want to check that villager count. These guys are looking very, very close to even. You can see eventually fizzled out, but they did meet that mark. That 136 mark is typically where you will see players stop. But Marine Lord, very well played. Never looked in doubt in that last game to him. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.